Howdy folks, our Earth Permaculture Newbies, another Solar Garage episode, and today we're going to be looking at my new project. This is my new 87 Mazda B2000 pickup. So, much like the Miata, I ended up having to go all the way to the west end of Phoenix, about 4 hours away, to get this. I paid a pittance for it. It has new carburetor, new valve cover gasket, a few other things. Runs fairly decent. The carburetor needs to be tuned a little better, I think. The major issues are high mileage, 174,000, and then the turn signal switch is broken and just flops around. And so if you don't have this piece of paper in here, it wants to have the left turn signal on all the time. I've been sourcing these. I found the turn signal switches used on eBay for about 120 bucks. In the meantime, I think actually I'm just going to bypass this switch entirely and put a little toggle switch here, just to get it drivable in the meantime. Also has a rotten tire. You can see the tire splitting there, so before I really take it on the highway, I got to replace that tire. But otherwise, seems to run well. It's a carbureted vehicle, typical carbureted vehicle. It's cold-blooded. Doesn't want to start very well in the cold, but that's not insurmountable. Plans for this, I plan to probably lower the front. The rear is low, probably sagging springs. I think I'll just leave that for now. I want to lower the front to even that out, or maybe give it a little rake. So lower in the front, tint the windows, give it a paint job, fix some cosmetic issues. The bumper is dented up, as you can see. Wheels are getting kind of ugly. Polish those up, maybe replace them with something else. Under the hood, it's got it's a B2000, so it should be a 2.0. I guess is how the Mazda numbering systems go. You can see nothing really special here, but I think I may replace the original carburetor with a Weber, and probably do a header, both of which are available on Amazon. So I think I may do that. Headlights will get replaced. Those old school sealed beams will get replaced with some modern LED conversions. Paint job. Paint's looking pretty nasty. Fortunately, my son is getting pretty good at painting cars, and he said he would paint it for me. So yeah, we'll probably paint it. Rear bumper is going to go. I'll just leave it as a bumper delete, I think. It's so old, I don't think I could tow anything with this if I wanted to. The engine was rated for 80 horsepower or something new, and it's far from new. So yeah, I'm not going to rely on being able to tow with it. Mainly the idea is to just drive it to work, take a little pressure off the Miata, so I'm not putting so many miles on the Miata. Plus, when I have to travel and go to the airport, the Miata doesn't give me a lot of room for cargo for my bags and whatnot, so this definitely will. Extended cab, so what I don't want to put in the bed, I could put in the back here. Seats, you can see it had seat covers on it. I just ripped this one off because I wanted to see the condition of the seat underneath. Seat's actually in really good condition for its age. I guess the seat covers were probably put on pretty early in its life. 175,000 miles. Blower motor is getting a little old. It makes some noise every now and then. Looks like the little stereo cubby hole has been removed and lost. I didn't get that with the purchase. So yeah, it's got some issues, but Like I said, I really didn't pay much for it, so I'm happy with it. So today what I'm going to be doing is removing the steering wheel, getting into the turn signal cam here, seeing if I can figure out what's wrong. I'm hoping, not holding out a lot of hope, but it'd be nice if I could get in there and find that it was just a spring missing or something that I could fix easily without having to replace the whole turn signal cam. Okay, so I've got the steering wheel off. Here's our turn signal. There's a piece missing. So this is our canceling cam, and the piece that would interact with the turn signal to cancel it is missing entirely. So this just flops around. There should be a piece right here that just flops around. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Wiring up a toggle may be the simplest solution, but definitely far from the most elegant solution. So yeah, I'm going to see what else I can do before I resort to cutting into these wires. So I've got an idea. So right here is where it should rest in order to not be on either right turn signal or left. So this whole thing is pretty much trash anyway. The actual solutions to fix it right would be to find the missing pieces, unlikely on a vehicle this old, buy a new turn signal assembly here. Those are roughly $300 new from the auto parts stores. Find a used one on eBay. Those are roughly $100, $120. So none of those are something I can do today. I'm not too worried about modifying this because it's trash anyway. So I think honestly what I'm going to do is I'm going to just provide some resistance here. So I'm going to maybe take some flat like drywall screws or something, short ones, and screw them back into here just to give this something to ride against so it doesn't just want to flop. And if I can put something that'll hold it roughly right there while I'm driving, and then I could but thin enough that I could push past it when I need to actually use the turn signal, I think that might work for now. Well, all that redneck planning and none of it was necessary. Turns out everything was here to make this function properly. Just the last person that was in it didn't put it together properly. So there's a ball bearing here and a spring that rests against this. So when you turn it, it rests there, and rests back in the center. The ball bearing was still in here, but the spring was gone. The spring was actually like shoved back down here or something. Same thing with the springs and ball bearings to hold the high beam switch in place. That was all here. It just wasn't put back together properly the last time someone else was in here. So the one piece was broken. This piece right here, you can see, was broken. So I bail wired it back together. Put this screw in here just to provide some tension. Actually, I think I'm probably going to take that screw out because that was when I was still trying my redneck fixes. But I will leave the bailing wire in because that's holding this plastic piece together. But now it's time to put it all back together. Okay, it's all back together. Horns work again. Turn signal, left, right, middle, and yeah, I've got a bulb out somewhere. High beam indicator, headlights, high beam, there we go, sorry, high beam, low beam, headlights off, and we're all good.